I was just gonna be like, yeah, eat it up. Oh, that's right, because you guys both have. My bad.
But of course, here is no video game. It came out the same year as the movie sequel, Full Throttle.
Sorry, what?
Deemed unwatchable.
Did you get any of the sauce?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be
Oh,
unplayable.
yeah, definitely.
The game begins with the Statue of Liberty being stolen.
Are you
New
happy?
York is orphaned. What? Is the Statue of Liberty New York's mommy? Shouldn't it be New York is orphaned? Or New York is an orphan? Yeah, I got a headline. This game sucks. The goal in this game is to find out who's stealing the world's monuments. So it's like Mario's missing. In your first mission, you have to infiltrate the key contest. I have no idea how those two things are related. It might have been explained in the opening cutscene, but I was distracted by all the characters' soulless dead eyes. You start the first level as Cameron Diaz's character, and why did they do this to her face? She looks like the Joker.
Love that Joker.
Is part of her head shaved? Does she have fucking pink eye? I mean, why the sweet name is shit that they make her so hideous? She's supposed to be undercover, but for some reason everyone on this beach knows who she is and just starts beating the shit out of her. Leave me alone, Anne. Yeah, they gave all the enemies names like it's Final Fight or something. Actually, this plays a lot like a side-scrolling beat-em-up, but in 3D. In Final
That's cool.
Fight or Streets of Rage, you'll hit the parts where the screen locks, and you can't progress until you beat the living fuck out of everyone in the section. It worked for those games during that time period, but at this point in gaming history, we were used to being able to freely explore all around the level. But here, you hit an invisible wall every 5 seconds. Oh, and the camera angles. They make me want to dip porcupine quills in a toilet bowl cleaner and then jab them into my fucking eyeballs. It's super disorienting. Sometimes you'll see an enemy in the distance, just start running to do a jump kick or something, and then whoa, camera changes and you're not sure where he went. Maybe 10 people come and clobber you with pipe wrenches. I don't get it. This isn't Resident Evil or Final Fantasy with their pre-rendered backdrops. Why wouldn't they just give you full control of the camera so I know what's going on? Look at this. There's grenades and wrenches coming at me. There's no way to dodge or avoid them. If only you could rotate the camera, you'd be able to see where everything's coming from. Oh, what the fuck? Somebody throws a fucking fire extinguisher? Oh. 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 Back on track. You can switch between the different angels, but there's no point because you have to play as all of them anyway. After you play as Cameron Diaz, you switch to Lucy Liu, and what the hell is going on here? Her ass is gigantic. The proportions are not accurate. Lucy Liu's ass is not that big. I checked. For research.
Oh, sure. Research.
Shut up! And just in case you didn't notice the ass right away, you get this ladder climbing part. It's 30 uninterrupted seconds of ass. Reminds me of that scene from Metal Gear Solid 3, but awful. Well, one more angel to go. Let's see what they did with Drew Barrymore. Oh, she looks like some scary doll. It looks like fucking Chucky or something. What's this? It looks like she's wearing assless pants, like chaps, which are always assless.
Yeah.
Oh, how did they do this? They took 3 attractive women and made them look terrifying. Why? And I haven't even started talking about the gameplay. Well, let's break it down. Every level is the same. The angels have to follow the arrow from Crazy Taxi, fight their way to the end of a level, and flick a switch so the other angels can progress. Along the way, you can get weapons and extra lives. If you really hate yourself, you can also collect film reels and memory sticks to see bonus videos and pictures. Yay! There's also power items that restore your health. Drew Barrymore gets the lighter, Lucy Liu gets a muffin like the kind she tries to make in the films, and Cameron Diaz gets a CD. I have no idea why. Each level has the same 4 or 5 enemies with the same names, and the names don't really match either. This guy is named Ike, when clearly he's Mario. Hey, it's a Lucy Liu! I love your movies! Sometimes you'll have to fight a boss, like Crispin Glover's Thin Man. The boss fights are insanely easy and nowhere near as difficult as fighting a gang of enemies in the regular levels. Don't forget about asses. Asses in the cutscenes, asses on the ladder, weird poison ivy suits that show off more ass. Wait, I have a special attack? What could it be? It's an ass attack. It's finally happened. For years, I've been calling games ass. But here is a game that's literally ass!
I'm really sorry, nerd. I thought you would have loved a game that was ass.
And why would I love that?
Because you're a piece of shit.
Hey, you're not talking now, Charlie! Hello?
I forgot to mention the European PlayStation 2 version. Might be fun to give that a whirl.
Yeah, 'cause
It has a bunch of different ones. Zelda 2 was like the second or third episode.
That one can be very frustrating.
Star Wars video games come in almost...
Any more rice? Yeah. I gotta brush my teeth on every single tiny bit in between those. Like, where the spilling fell out, like, just like, embedded down in there.
Yoda and Darth Vader were also playable characters in Soul Calibur, which makes no sense. But we're talking real fighters. Why did Star Wars do that?
Oh, it's a great game. Depending on which one. Crinkling sounds. Yeah.
Young woman, fighting wind, lies in the ways of an ancient
There was that one Soul Calibur game that I think came on the GameCube, and it was like not a fighting game. It was like a press A or up at the right time kind of game.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I remember Josh got it, and he was like, I don't really like it. And he said, I remember him saying, like, I think you might like it, but I was like, I don't know, man, the way you're talking about it makes me not even want to try it, but... And then, by the time I was around to try it or something like that, he was like, oh, I actually just resold it to GameStop or something.
Soul Edge was probably the most drastic.
Yeah.
Like a virtual fighter or whatever. Out.
No, yeah, no. Which is funny, because they were out, but Soul Calibur actually, like, was cool. Or Soul Edge, rather.
Someone who can fight with a bare hands. Sorry, steel hands.
You have Soul Calibur on any platform?
That means iron fist in Japan.
That would be something I'd even say, like, oh, we should go play it right now, because you haven't tried that, Logan?
That's a fun game.
Ready to eat my fist?
We have Soul Calibur here?
No.
What? I thought this was gonna be hand-to-hand combat. What's this bantha shit? Luke has his lightsaber, Han has a gun, Leia has a stick thing. They all
This is
have
the only
fucking
game I've
weapons.
ever played with
Except
my
Arn
grandpa.
Rin.
Really?
I don't get it. What's the point?
I've never even heard of this. But it's like Virtual Fighter with Star Wars characters.
To reinforce like his
Also,
whole
how
idea
are
of like
these people supposed to go up against a lightsaber?
That's too bad because, yeah,
The lightsabers
this game does not look like it's.
They're more like light batons. They don't
He
cut
did not
through
get a
shit.
good
Could you imagine
experience of what a cool
lightsaber
video
this
game was.
ineffective in the movies? Picture
You're not
Chewbacca running around
you're not
the
gonna
Death
get
Star, and then he
anything.
bumps into Darth Vader.
It's an absolute Virtual Fighter engine, though.
But then it bounces off him like a
Wouldn't you
wiffle
say?
ball bat.
what?
So long, Vader.
It's Virtual Fighter. It's a Virtual Fighter engine.
Does this one have a shrimp?
Yeah. No more for Disney.
Let's see if the
Probably
ancient
still
fighting
got
style
like
of Terrence Kasai can help.
Yeah, and seafood generally runs right through dogs pretty good.
Forward, circle, triangle, square, triangle.
Dizzy's
What the fuck? It's not working.
he's
You
the
gotta
clear
be
as
shitting me. The odds of
clear as
pulling off a
intestine a
special
little
move
bit
at
after
that.
'cause that
2,720
what
boy.
you saw, that
Computer will
giant
do it
lump
every
was
single
like
time.
Nice to meet you too.
nowhere even close to what he normally shits.
Everybody knows
Oh,
you.
And
yeah.
that was just like what got caught in his butthole there.
Yeah.
There's even a Gamorrean guard named Thok. That's a stupid name.
Not a game to pound.
A Tusken Raider. Wonder what this guy's name is. Really? Suddenly names like Jar Jar Binks and Plo Koon sound awesome. Fucking whore. Korean with a chainsaw named Fox. You know what more can I say about this game? It's awful. The premise is dumb, the controllers slow and rarely work, the characters aren't balanced at all, some are way stronger than
So does
others.
the word,
Half the time I
bad
win because
word,
my enemy
and
accidentally
movie,
rolls off the stage.
like
I
a
swear I
genre
get
movie
more
voice.
victories with ring
I don't know
outs
if
than I
I'm
do
saying it
anything
right or
else.
wrong.
I can see why
You know,
Star Wars
classic
doesn't
guys,
bother with
I
fighting.
watched a horror movie. I'm like, oh my god, no, why did you
The
say
combo
that?
system barely works, and if you really try at it,
Oh
you
my
get the
God.
Kasai kicked out of your tear ass. I still think the idea of the Star Wars fighting game
But like when
could
we
have
were
been
doing
great.
something where
But too
the
bad
sound,
they
the
were
word
just
sounds the
jerking
same,
off.
but it means a different
Masters
thing.
of
And I just thought of that
Terrace,
immediately.
Masterators of Terrace Kasai.
Oh, I can't say that in class
So,
though.
after a lot of button
So,
mashing, luck, and
Nah.
distance for myself, I get to the final boss, Darth Vader. And let me tell you, this
See, this game
motherfucker
looks
makes
cool,
Shang
man.
Tsung
On
and
the
Bison
thumbnail
look like
of the
pussies.
game,
His moves are
the
overpowered
cartridge
and he
thing.
just fucks you up.
Man.
Oh, but we can't end this way. I gotta win. To beat Darth Vader, I have to take some extreme measures. I have to go back to the past.
Oh, hey, it's the music. Stars.
I liked this game. Did you like this game,
You
Goodrich?
like that shit, Anakin?
Yeah, we were talking about this.
Die.
I got really good at this game, actually. I think I.
I know that's cheap, but so is this Masters of Terrace Kasai game. It can't get any worse than that.
There's a lot of games in it.
Oh, package Disney and
First one would be
Lucasfilm.
Diablo. It's a good game.
A special edition?
Diablo
What did they
was too
change?
slow.
They pointlessly shoved characters from later movies into the game. Now you can play as Kylo Ren and BB-8. They made changes to the locations too.
What the?
Now, when you play on Tatooine, the ring is surrounded by banthas. On Hoth, a Wampa takes up the whole screen and roars while you're trying to fight. Remember fighting in the Rancor pit? Well, now half the screen is cut off, so you can see the Max Rebo band playing in the palace. Huh, that's weird. I'm trying to play as Han Solo, but it isn't letting me do any attacks. Now when you play as Han, you can only defend yourself after getting hit first. Now, every explosion in the game has an added shockwave. Before, when you unlocked the Stormtrooper, he was just called Stormtrooper. Now, he has a full name, Davin Fell. They changed Boba Fett's voice to the actor who played Jango Fett. And at last, when Darth Vader falls out the ring, he makes a sound.
What?
Yeah, well, they actually made that game. It would be better than the real
That's
version.
the
The real version, it's
epically
so
bad
bad, it
noise, the
tainted
no
the
from
legacy of
episode
LucasArts.
one.
It tainted my soul. Why is it just bouncing off?
Gonna find out which one sucked them on balls. The angry video game nerd is here. Oh, he's making a list and checking it twice. He's gonna go home and eat chicken and rice. The angry video game nerd is here. He hates the games that stink. He knows which games to break. He just might even hate them all, 'cause he's mad for fucking sake. You better watch out, don't
Where's the VR one? Which one is that?
you better not play
Virtual Boy?
him, telling you why.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I was just
Video
saying.
game nerd.
Yeah, you have to search. This is just like, it's by season, this video.
Christmas present.
Well, Santa left me this present here, but I don't want to play it, whatever it might be, because all these shitty brains have rotted my game.
Ho, ho, ho! Don't you mean the shitty games have rotted your brain?
Oh, hey Santa.
Ho, 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 nerd! Your brain has rotted away, but I'm here to save the day. As you will see, I have the help you need.
Oh, help? How?
Open the present, nerd. I believe it will be the solution to all your problems.
If it's a severed head, I'm gonna be very upset.
Come on, nerd. I'm only trying to help.
If you want anything else, just
Yeah, that's why I kept my bowl. I figured I'd get down some leftovers or something. Cool.
It's,
Awesome.
what the hell is it?
That right there is Lightspan Adventures.
What?
Lightspan Adventures. Long, long ago in the Lightspan Adventures was made for the Sony PlayStation. It was distributed to schools as a valuable edutainment tool. It branches together the worlds of knowledge with the world of electronic entertainment. You see, nerd, by playing these educational games, you'll repair your brain.
Like
Oh
Baldi.
yeah,
That's what you gotta
Santa,
play.
thanks. That makes a lot of sense. Use shitty games to fix my brain that's been fucked up by shitty games, you piece of shit!
You know what? You could just fuck right off, you cocksucker motherfucker!
Jeez, Santa.
Okay, alright, let's see what kind of shit you packed in here. Oh, okay. Huh, a PlayStation. Oh, okay. A school textbook?
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, nerd!
Okay, let's look this over. 50-pound box of discs, a workbook, a PlayStation.
Oh my god.
Fucking wires. Oh, great. Oh, thanks. An RF adapter, too. Oh, what a tease this is. Imagine getting a free PlayStation from your school, and all you get with it is a bunch of edutainment games. It's like you can go to an awesome water park for free, but all the water slides are piss slides. Oh my gosh, look at this shit. These
love
are
what
only
these
some of the games they made. Lightspan put out more games on the PlayStation than most major game companies. Alright, so I guess I'll just pick something and pop it in.
yeah, I wish I would have started making
Alright,
YouTube videos like
K9.5
before
Live
all
and
this.
Airedale. It's a game about a bunch
Again,
of
Disney will make
No, nobody's
yeah, I
getting
would make all this,
any
but the standards are already so high.
Yep.
Just the window,
Being able to get in there when
having the equipment and the time and the whatever.
I play lead guitar. My guitar, I call it Rover. It's pretty good.
Oh my gosh, I'd rather have a big, hairy cow than take a wet, runny poopy in my hearing hole. Oh, I gotta fix my brain. So you're on your way to play a show in what looks like the most unsafe blimp ever. Seriously, look at this shit. You're in giant dog balls attached by ropes to balloons, and it doesn't look like anyone's even controlling it. And then a tornado comes out of nowhere, and all your instruments get scattered around the area, and you gotta use your word learning to find them. It's basically moving quizzes, like an animated text. In this one, you have to jump on the vines that have nouns or adjectives on them. You see, everyone, a noun is a person, place, or thing, such as shit, ass, or hell. An adjective describes something like shitty, assy, or helly. Match the right one and you go forward. Fuck up and you fall. It doesn't matter though, you just start back where you were. This is pretty simple. I think I'm actually learning something here. Okay, now for the adjectives. Wait, what? So I'm supposed to pick which one is the adjective. Sun, 5, or face. I guess the only one it could be is 5, but so 5 is the adjective. They could have come up with a better example. Look at the dictionary. The number 5 is usually a noun, but when you say there's 5 of something, that makes it an adjective. It's kind of confusing. Way to be an asshole with your trick questions. They could have come up with a better adjective like fluffy. This time I'm going to challenge myself. I want to learn. So let's go with level 2, canyon. Here you have to use the first form of the verb to fill in the sentence. You see, a verb is an action word, like shove, as in, I'd rather shove a dragon fruit into my dick hole than play this game. After completing all the sentences, you get to play the world's slowest game of Arkanoid. This is helly, assy, and shitty. Good luck getting it right. It takes forever. After you win, you find a bass guitar made out of human remains. You get it by dueling Satan in a rock challenge. You got that bass from Satan, and I got this game from Santa. Makes you think. So of course, K9.5
Satan and Santa are
sucks
pretty
dog
alike.
dick. Alright, let's
No,
try
no, oh my
Kazmania. I really gotta say, if
Oh,
there's one thing Lightspan was good at, it was creating the
Okay.
funniest characters possible. Kaz
Hope
is
you
a
enjoy
slug
that.
girl
That was
with
a
the
mistake.
weird inflated head.
What
She must
the?
have had part of her brain cut out because her skull was lopsided. Okay, look at all the friends. I mean, look at, they look like a bunch of infectious diseases on the microscope. I mean, they're all mismatched and completely unappealing. I mean, I despise them. Their visage brings severe displeasure and mental anguish. I have to admit, these games seem to be helping. I've
Hey,
noticed
look
an
at that.
increase in mental acuity as well as a more educated lexicon. Maybe
He
I'm
was
getting
lucky.
more
I didn't want to
smarter
get
and
him.
lesser dumber.
No,
So this one's a shitty first-person shooter, an SFPS. You run around with some of the most unresponsive controls in history. You lob blue balls at shit plunger pogo robots. You shoot these kiosks, which makes you answer boring questions. I hate this.
Stop looking at me,
I end up
Mario.
just blind guessing. This
High
isn't
five.
what learning is supposed to
sit.
be. This isn't teaching
Leg.
me anything. All I'm
Good boy.
doing is half-assing it to get it over with. You add another half-ass, you get a whole ass, which is the opposite of asshole. And from that asshole, you get a whole
Oh
shit.
my gosh!
And
You
speaking
won't
of
get
half-ass, that's what this
anything.
game is. It came
You're not
out in
gonna get-
1997, the same year as Final Fantasy
Well, you're
VII,
gonna have
Symphony of the
it.
Night,
You're
and
lucky
Abe's
if it was.
Odyssey. This game is boring as fuck. The graphics are ugly as shit. The music is like having your ear holes fucked repeatedly by a flaming demon dildo. You see, I just shared 3 similes with you. That's a literary device using like or as to draw a comparison between 2 things. These Lightspan games feature some of the worst visuals I've ever seen. You don't believe me? Check out any of the games featuring PK, another nightmarish misfit mascot of Lightspan. Out of every character in these games, PK is by far the scariest thing. In every game he's featured in, he's the only 3D character. These supporting characters are lame, but not too bad. Then PK comes in to fuel your nightmares and traumatize you. Why'd they hand draw every other character but make him 3D? He looks like a store-brand Toucan Sam that murders children in his spare time. The funniest thing about him is the steady decrease in quality of his animation throughout the game. In the beginning, it looks like someone tried to spend time working on him, but then they start caring less and less. Here, he's just inserted into a castle and repeats the same few frames of animation. In this game, he's just a still picture with a voiceover and moving eyes. Even the people who created this avian atrocity didn't feel like working on him. Why put him in so many games if the main focus is on these weird side characters anyway? I know I ask this a lot, but what were they thinking? Every game is the same. Answer some questions, watch a shitty cartoon, answer some questions, watch a shitty cartoon, answer some questions, watch a shitty cartoon. I'm putting a stop to this endless shit cycle. While these games may be the electronic manifestation of bovine and canine fecal matter, I am, however, noticing favorable increases in my linguistic skills. I think it's now time to improve my arithmetic. Shit piss, fuck. Let's learn some motherfucking math. On the move. So the first weird thing about this game is what happens when you click these music notes. Video plays showing you these fake arcade games. There's Alligator Farm, which is like shitty Donkey Kong. Yeah, you ever play that one? Shitty Donkey Kong. Smack 'em and slap 'em? Maybe it's the sequel to Beat 'em and Eat 'em. And then there's Prehistoric Driving. It looks worse than Desert Bus. You're driving on a white background while the same dinosaur flips out over and over again. Why even have them? They're not even playable games. You know when I say a game is unplayable? Well, these ones you actually can't play. Get ready for Math on the Move. It's the worst in the Lightspan catalog. Choose a category and either lesson or practice. This game really ups the laziness because it isn't even a fucking game. It's just videos starring the dorkiest geeks of the entire 90s. Hope you enjoy your game. Look at how geeky they are. I mean, look how they're dressed. Not all cool like me. This game looks like the 90s got food poisoning and then hurled into a toilet and then shat in it and then forgot to flush. There's nothing like a bunch of goofy assholes telling you how to add numbers together as they pretend a spazzing dinosaur's there.
Hi.
And why do they feature a dinosaur anyway? It makes no sense. Imagine coming home from school and having to actually play this shit for homework. Wow, could you imagine the conversation on the bus ride to school Monday morning? Some kids talking about some dinosaur game devices that we rented from Blockbuster, and then the other kid's like, oh yeah, I played a dinosaur game too. Oh yeah, like what? Like Jurassic Park? No. Primal Rage? No.
I love Primal Rage.
No, not that. What game was it?
Like that at all.
Not at all. It's like Street Fighter with dinosaurs.
Including the bus driver.
Oh, I've seen that before. Wasn't it like a Jurassic
Practice
Park
mode
game
is
kind
just
of?
as pointless.
No, it's just, you can be a raptor, you can be a T-Rex, you can be a gorilla.
I remember seeing it.
What's this thing? This is something that could have been a VHS tape, not a PlayStation game. Oh my
at
god,
them,
it's
guys,
so
look at the
bad.
dogs.
The PlayStation's soiled. It's unclean.
These two are
Broken.
just
I don't want to wear it in my house anymore. Yeah, I know. The amount of PlayStation consoles may seem superfluous, but you'd be astonished at how many times I've had to cleanse my dwelling of begrimed and impure consoles tainted by shitty games. Buckle up, fuckaroos! I know I said Math on the Move was the worst, but this is the best of the worst. Calamity something. Calamity the Natural World. It starts off as any shitfest would, with those muddy full-motion cinematics, indicative of electronic anal parts. Calamity Jane gets a weird time machine from none other than Jules Verne,
I would be
because
so
why
hyped
the
to
hell
get a
not?
PlayStation for my
Jules
school.
Verne really phoned it in on this one. He's supposed to be
thought
French,
we
but
were
sometimes he sounds German, I guess. I don't know. It's just all these conflicting accents going on.
Yay.
Keep trying until you win.
game on
Don't
the
give
PS4.
out.
Not some learning game.
Parallel to these events, two kids in the future are getting ready
Or
for a
if it's
baseball
back in
game
the day,
at
it's
Calamity
probably
Jane
okay.
Middle School. You guessed it, they're transported
Right,
into the
Blockbuster.
past and have to help the real Calamity Jane. So basically,
The crazy thing about the people that got hired to do this stuff to me.
Calamity Jane, according to common history knowledge, she was an illiterate alcoholic prostitute. Really great role model you dug up there, Lightspan.
Oh my god.
So the kids need to help Calamity get the time machine up and running again. You know, they need to get back to the future so they can get back to their baseball game.
It's really her. Calamity Jane.
Cool.
We've been transported to the past.
Cool. Are you crazy? We got the playoffs in an hour.
Their baseball game is in an hour. But from what I understand, they're in the 1800s right now. So I think they have plenty of fucking time. Oh, fuck it. I'm not going to argue the logistics of this heap of packets and shit. So to get the time machine running again, you got to fix it, right? No, of course not. You have to read articles and answer questions.
What are you
Imagine that
looking
working in
at?
real
Billy,
life.
this one knows how to
My car
stop.
broke down. Here. That fixed the engine. Here. That fixed the tire. Here. That filled the gas. Beep, beep. Let's go. So anyway, the gameplay is as boring as the rest. Read shit, answer shit. It's as simple as that. Oh, and Jules Verne is just as bored as us. Go back or quit. And for the love of fuck and all that is assy and shitty, look at that wall of text. Oh, this is teaching me a lot. This is teaching me how to scroll down. I mean, who's going to read any of this? I'd rather have Captain Nemo pilot the Nautilus directly into my jejunum. That's the portion of the small intestine between the ileum and the duodenum. In layman's terms, pretty far up my fucking asshole! Confound this repugnant discharge to the inferno of the future state of the wicked, for I am the exasperated electronic amusement connoisseur. And to everyone, everywhere, enjoy your winter solstice holidays.
If I don't look at them, they'll stop bothering me. That was the next episode? Season? What did you say?
Yep.
Woohoo!
2 hours, 44 minutes.
Still gonna finish your rice, Logan?
Stop! Look at these guys. They were, look at both of them, they're just like,
That's what it's like when you have dogs around while you eat.
oh, I've seen that guy, you know, when he spits out all the drink. I've seen him, he plays on the TV. I've only seen him 2 times on memes though.
Huh.
So that's the only point of reference I have. I just kinda wanna let it go by. Can we just let it go by, Justin?
What?
Can we just... Oh.
Anything else you wanted to do or anything, Justin?
Smash Bros.
Yeah, we got some good smashing. Just too bad Clayton couldn't join us on that last little tournament. But probably wasn't going to be any other time where it could have happened.
Yeah. I'd say just relax as much as possible until fully rested.
Cool.
That's the plan.
I've been
Don't start it
called
out.
to take
We
care
put
of
some dumb
business
things
once
like that.
again.
Just kidding. I don't know what the
Apparently,
is.
there is a game worse than big rigs. Worse than Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Worse than Crazy Bus or Desert Bus. It is known as Hong Kong 97, and I've been getting requests for it up the ass. The requests are so far up the ass, it's time to shit them out. The game was made for the Super Famicom in Japan, but never saw its way to the rest of the world. This is one title that we definitely didn't get on the Super Nintendo. It was made by Happysoft. Happysoft was most famous for making Hong Kong 97, their one and only masterpiece. On this one occasion, they rose from the depths of hell, excreted this unholy turd onto the earth, and then descended back to where they came. Supposedly, the game was so horrible, it barely even came out on the Super Famicom at all. Stores rejected it, and its release status is a mystery. It's so rare that to this day, not a single cartridge or physical copy has shown up at all. I can't even find a picture of one. So the only way I can experience this game is the same way as the rest of the internet. No way. How do you like that soundtrack? That won't get annoying at all. I've heard games with 5-second music loops before, but not with lyrics. There's options for 3 different languages. Strange considering how the game didn't travel very far, at least not until the internet got a hold of it. Alright, I'm picking English. We will sell your original SNES games. 1/3 of the gross profit will be yours. We welcome games of any kind. Oh, I bet. So please send us your floppy. Would you like to sell our products at your store? We're looking for dealers worldwide. Enough already. How desperate could they be to sell this game? And I guess still nobody bought it because nobody can find a physical copy. Then finally the title screen appears. Apparently Jackie Chan is in the game, who I doubt gave any consent to Happy Soft or was even aware of it. It had just stolen from the film Wheels on Meals. The game was released, made, or at least copyrighted in 1995. It's set in the future, 1997. The year 1997 has arrived. A herd of... This can't be real. No. Somebody's pulling my leg. A herd of fucking ugly reds? A herd of ugly reds? Too communist. To fucking drive home the fucking point? This was before cursing in games was common.
It's a
I
slur,
remember how
for sure.
shocked I was when I first played Rambo on NES and saw the word hell. But here, they dropped the F-bomb. They did it. A game made for the Super Famicom. It's the closest you'd ever get to a Super Nintendo game that says fuck.
The music is better.
Herd of fucking ugly reds, period, are rushing from the mainland. Crime rate skyrocketed. Hong Kong is ruined. Therefore, the Hong Kong government called Bruce Lee's relative Chin. Bruce Lee's relative just happens to be as skilled as Bruce Lee. Not a brother, a son, or even a cousin. Just some unspecified relative. It doesn't make any sense. Like, if you were related to, I don't know, Michael Jordan, would that mean that you're automatically good at basketball? Okay, so Bruce Lee is in the background. The guy at the podium is Chris Patton, former governor of Hong Kong. And over there is Jackie Chan. Which one is Chin for the Massacre of the Reds? Chin is a killer machine. That's Chin? It's Jackie Chan playing Bruce Lee's relative. Oh, Chin. What a name. Could it be any more common? Oh, wipe out all 1.2 billion of the red.
What?
I haven't even seen the game yet. Oh. Wipe out 1.2 billion. If I'm not mistaken, in 1995, that would have been the entire population of China. Bruce Lee's relative is so powerful, he's the equivalent of 1,000 nukes. He's gonna murder the entire population of China by breaking their necks. Even when Bruce Lee would take down 20 people, it took him a little bit of time. But now comes Chin. You don't fuck with Chin. However, in mainland China, there is a secret project in progress. A project to transform the deceased Tang Xiaoping into an alternate. It's killing me. So apparently, for the character of Tang Xiaoping, they used an actual image of a real Chinese leader, Deng Xiaoping, spelled differently but pronounced very similar. When the game was made, this guy was still alive. Could they have at least had the courtesy to wait for him to die before transforming him into an ultimate weapon? This is the most opening to any video game I've ever seen. Nothing compares. I'd be like if I made a game called New York 2017. Motherfucking demons from the planet Jupiter have arrived through the Manhattan portal. The leader of United States calls upon Master Joe, John Wayne's half-cousin's stepson, to annihilate the 2.5 octo-decillion alien scum of the universe. However, on Jupiter's secret moon, a master plan is conceived to resurrect the astro-demonoid Dill Clinton into a mecha doomsday machine. Now that I've digested all that, let's play the game. One hit and the game's over. Why would I expect anything more?
What?
I hope that's not a real dead body. There's no way they'd have such bad taste. That's gotta be an actor.
That looks like it's a real dead body,
Someone who
dude.
died on that date and time in 1992. this couldn't get the Nintendo endorsement? I'm so shocked that this didn't come out on Super Nintendo. Every time you die, it resets the whole game. You have to go through the whole introduction again.
What?
It's almost as tedious as Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Great game, but you have to wait through a long, drawn-out game over screen just to get back to the title screen, select your file, and load the game all over again. That is some
Just like
fucking
Undertale,
bullshit.
sometimes
But
one,
this
two.
is a game that isn't even good. Not even close. And no, the song never stops.
Oh my
No
god.
sound effects either, just that same loop. Even when the game restarts, it doesn't interrupt it. The song never needs to reboot. It's quite impressive, actually. Nothing can stop that loop. You'll be hearing that in your dreams. So let's talk about what's happening here.
Jesus, try the
Obviously,
game
it's a
already.
2D shooter. Nothing more to say. What you see is what you get.
Plus, what does martial arts have to do with the fact that you're just like throwing hacky sack balls at people?
This guy is so good, he does it all with his back turned. Everybody he hits, they don't just die, they burst into an atomic fucking explosion.
Yeah, I noticed that too. And it shows the dead body every time too.
Why is the background Coca-Cola? What should we put there? Anybody got any ideas? Anybody? Coca-Cola. All right. You know, there was a movie called Hong Kong 97. It came out in 94, 1 year before this game. That can't be a coincidence. So I'm going to consider this a movie-based game. Just so I can say it has nothing to do with the movie. In less than 5 minutes, the final boss appears. Tong Xiaoping, played by Deng Xiaoping, who has been transformed into a so-called ultimate weapon. What ultimate weapon is that? He's just a head. After you kill him, the game continues, loops endlessly. So there's no real ending to the game. Maybe you kill 1.2 billion people without getting hit once, but who would ever try that? The strange thing is that Deng Xiaoping actually died in 1997. The game predicted the future. In fact, 1997 was the year the United Kingdom returned the rule of Hong Kong back to China. The movie from 94 forecasts this in the tagline. 99 years of British rule are about to come to an end. Hong Kong will never be the same. The movie stars Robert Patrick, the T-1000 from Terminator 2, Judgment Day. And Judgment Day takes place in 1997. Part of Deng Xiaoping's ear is sort of cut off. Like when Mike Tyson bit off a piece of Evander Holyfield's ear in 1997. The car, I'm willing to bet, is a Mercedes-Benz in which Princess Diana died in 97. And what was the year Coca-Cola launched Surge? 97. And it's no coincidence all my Surge protectors were made in China. Rebooting the entire game after you die, just like Symphony of the Night, 97. Jackie Chan, Rumble in the Bronx, New York City, the Big Apple. The year Steve Jobs returned to Apple in 97. The unstoppable, unrelenting song is called I Love Beijing Tiananmen, also known as I Love Peking Tiananmen. Peking duck is a famous duck dish from Beijing. And Scrooge McDuck had his 50th anniversary in 97. The game was such a titanic failure. Titanic, the movie from 97. Why was this game sole purpose to direct us to the number 97? Huh. Like the NGC 97 galaxy in the constellation of Andromeda. The Princess Andromeda, who was chained naked to a rock to be sacrificed to a monster. Like Princess Leia and Jabba in Return of the Jedi. The special edition of Star Wars in 97. Oh, fuck, we're back again. Man, I was just trying to get a final answer here, and I went full circle. Like the song that keeps looping. A game that keeps repeating. Maybe it's all about a cycle. An endless cycle. Old shitty games that become new again. The past becomes the future. Birth and death. On and on. It's a cycle of life. The game is the meaning of life. And the thing that keeps life going. Reproduction and food. Which becomes shit. The game is fucking shit there.
Oh no.
Sounds like a blast.
He's having a blast. It's
Oh, it's pretty shitty. Yeah, it's shitty. Just flying around shooting frogs and bubbles in space. Materials
Kid Mickey's jumping around like a balloon. It's ass, it's ass. Nah. Oh, now this looks hilarious. My mind is a blank. It's gonna be something. Oh, death bots. How could you go wrong? All right, or rightfully wrong. Shooting robots. Okay, I got it. Mad Max. It was made by Mindscape, proving that not every NES movie-based game was made by LJN. See, LJN was like a cat. An NES library was its litter box. When the litter box gets too shitty, the cat shits somewhere else. Now I'm on track. Well, you drive around, you run around shooting people, you drive, shoot, buy stuff, drive and shoot. I wish it were LJN because they would have given me more to talk about. Call me an explorer. I've been searching for the perfect shitty game. I've seen just about everything at this point. But you know what? I'm going to do something that I've never done yet. And that is... The TurboGrafx 16. Holy shit. The TurboGrafx 16 was developed by Hudson Soft and NEC. Its original name in Japan was the PC Engine, which sounds like a computer on a train. No wonder they changed it. The games came on cards, which was unique. It was technically the first 16-bit console made to compete with the NES, but it was soon trampled by two titans, the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. Yeah, you were either asking your parents for the Genesis or the SNES. The TurboGrafx 16 was the one nobody gave a shit about. It didn't have as many third-party game developers working for it, but the benefit of that was that it meant less shitty games. The TurboGrafx library is less contaminated than the rest. That's why it's taken me so long to get to it. There's no major stinkers that stick out. But I might have found one. Darkwing Duck, based on the TV show. I remember the show, but I'm not overly familiar with it, which is a fair spot to be. I had no high expectations or low expectations. By now, I've played some of the most horrible games that are humanly possible to make. Plumbers don't wear ties, big rigs, Hong Kong 97. I think I've set the bar too high, too low. So now, let's get into some more sensible territory. Let's get serious.
He gets it.
Let's get serious.
He just does not eat up. This looks like a cool console.
I don't think anyone's had one.
Yeah, me either.
It begins with a stage selection screen. Hey! Magnifying glass over the photograph of the villain. By selecting the villain, you load their stage. That's pretty unique, I have to say. As you can see, it's a standard action side scroller. Nothing much to explain. The graphics are satisfactory for this era. I guess I'm not supposed to be able to use that thing. Just began and they tease you with an item that you can't get. Oh, I see. You bounce on the skateboarding penguin's head. How can I be so casual when I say skateboarding penguins?
Look, I'm not gonna get ready.
Wait. Why didn't it work? What, was it a fluke the first time? Oh, maybe I bounced on this thing? Nope. It's not like I have to get the D. I don't even know what it does. But it pisses me off. I feel like an ass. I can't let that go. I feel like I've been fooled. It's like a test from the game programmers. A challenge. Like, you put that D there, and I'm gonna figure out how you intend I get to it. I believe this. All I gotta do is bounce on one of these penguins. Why would it be so difficult? You know why? The penguins don't come when you're anywhere near the D. No, you gotta walk way out there before they start coming, and at that point they're so fast you lose them. I'll stun them with my gun, then bounce off them. Just gotta get one of them over to the D. Fuck. I give up. There's a whole game ahead of me. Fuck the D. The D can suck my dick. I have to mention the controls are very delayed. You'd never know just by looking at it. No, you'd have to play it for yourself. Or, how about listening to me hit the button? You hear that? That's how delayed it is. Okay, here's Tuscanini. Immune to gunfire, apparently. I suppose I have to jump on him or over him. And that's so convenient when you're going uphill. No! Oh, I have an idea. Nope. Gotta admit, it was a pretty smart idea.
You know, I found something.
I accept that I have to think of it. Can I just get past him? Whew, thank God. Oh, no! I've been playing on normal mode. I'm changing it to easy. So, easy and normal. It should be called hard and fucking bullshit. Is this guy gonna die or what? Finding ammo isn't that common, and I just wasted it all on one guy. What a shitload of fuck. Here's the final showdown with Tuscanini. Okay, so the idea is to jump on him. I did it once. Why can't I do it again?
Back up.
Graham, give it.
Oh, sorry,
Give
I
it.
shit myself.
Graham, drop
How
it.
did the bags hit me?
Drop it.
I was standing perfectly in between them. The hit
Graham.
detection in this game seems to be spontaneous.
Look at it.
I can usually adapt to crap, but this game is a rare breed where I legitimately can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. It's a type of game designed to make it appear that you're playing real poorly, to make you question, is it really you? But it's the delayed controls and strange hit detection.
Hot.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it
Stick
worked?
his hand into
Nothing
his
has any
mouth.
rhyme or
Put it
reason.
on your face.
Things go on diagonal slants, so you can't tell what part you're allowed to jump on. Hazardous objects still harm you even when you clearly jump over them, as if there's some kind of invisible electric barrier around them. Don't you think there'd be a reason why the window is broken? Doesn't it look like I can hop down there? How about hanging on the power lines? Darkwing is actually reaching up as if he can grab on, but it never happens. It messes with your mind. It's a psychological sucker front, a facade. It's the equivalent of an open door that you can't go in.
Bro.
Another brain
What?
teaser they
Did you
throw
make
at
that
you is
giant
this
grill?
puzzle. As
No,
you
that's
progress in the game, you get more pieces of the puzzle to work with. The annoying part is that they put two characters behind the puzzle, so sometimes I can't tell if I'm looking at the puzzle or at a piece in the background. Just have a flat color! Jeez, is it fucking rocket science? Oh, look at all those goodies up there. Jump on the bat. Jump on the bat!
Graham, where's the ball?
I give up. What, I kick in the ass. What kind of game is this where you can sometimes jump on things and other times can't? So much shit coming at me. So much shit. What the fuck just happened? It's like you make one wrong step, you go to the dungeon, bitch! What is this thing anyway? A pizza that turns into a capybara? You can't duck and shoot. Great. So at least you can duck.
No.
You're a duck. Oh,
No.
Fucked up duck can't fucking duck. Up there. Get up there!
Graham.
Get the fuck out of there!
My leg.
With these kind of controls, you should not be required to do platform jumping. And just about now. Fuck. Let's try again. Wait for it. Nope. Not now. Next time.
Have fun.
And here it comes.
What?
If you stand still for too long, a safe drops on you. Like the game is saying, fuck you. It might as well just be a giant middle finger. And it should be the only part of the game in 3D. Put on your 3D glasses, get ready, set, fuck you, kids. The this could have been a decent game. Darkwing Duck is not one of those concepts that's doomed from the start. The show had elements of action, crime solving, and humor. It's been done well before. There's an NES version, which was basically like Mega Man, but with a duck. It was made by Capcom, who of course made the Mega Man.
Of course, Capcom made it.
Those all turned out great.
The Duck McScrooge game was awesome.
Isn't that from the DuckTales things?
Mm-hmm. Well, not necessarily, but yeah.
It has its own feel, its own identity. Making bad games is an art form. It's a delicate recipe. Some are worse than others.
Once in a while,
it might
every
be a
time,
massive truckload of elephant
I'm at
shit
Grandma's house
or
and
hell of a bird poop. To explain exactly how bad it is, I've invented the shit scale. It begins with games that are debatably bad, somewhat good games with serious flaws. Not part of the turd crust, but well within snow. Then you get to the high level of shit contamination. Games that are possible to play, but nobody in their right mind would. Then you get into the very high category, which encompasses the majority of LJN games. This is where you could still survive, but you come out traumatized for life. Next is the severe zone. This is for masochists only. These are games that can kill a person. Stay away. Don't even think about it. Then we have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Enough said. Finally, at the extreme end of the scale, major code red, we have games that don't even qualify as games at all. They shouldn't even be on the scale, but they are. And that's so you know to beware. Never play them, never talk about them. So where does Darkwing Duck fall on the scale? I'd say somewhere around here. Of course, that means there are games that are worse, but from what I've seen so far, Darkwing Duck is the worst game on the TurboGrafx 16. Being the worst at something is quite an achievement. I'm the fucking nerd. I'll see you next time.
Actually, I think I need to leave by 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. I had an inside television.
And Google says 6 hours from just like if you just put in Fresno to Bernie.
Yeah, and since I have to start at 3:30, I should really plan on getting there before 3, so...
Play something on the Dreamcast, the final game console from Sega.
So we might leave really early?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta leave really because it's really early.
That many shitty games that I'm aware of.
I'm tired, I'll just sleep in the car.
Yeah.
So what brings the occasion? Well, fans have fished out this gem for me, because that's what you all do, is feed me with game requests.
Oh, caution C-Man.
And they say this is one of the strangest games ever made. And it happens to be called Seaman.
Yeah, this game is really weird.
So what do you do in this game? Well, the instructions say you're free to enjoy semen. No.
Wait, what is that?
It's Seaman! Seaman! Not semen. As in jizz! Splooge! Man bazooka juice! The manual says go to meetseaman.com. The website no longer exists, but I heard it was once a porn site. I just heard. That's all. The Dreamcast game that sends you to porn. More like wet Dreamcast.
Yeah.
It's really...
Set the time. Since when did video game consoles start telling time? I have a clock. A rolling rock clock. I don't need this shit. I can wear a watch. Or a watch is not cool enough. No. Kids nowadays, they just look at their phones. Yeah, I'd look so cool going around telling time on my phone. Yeah, you want to look cool? Put a Sega Dreamcast on your wrist with a TV and a gas-powered electric generator. You'd be so awesome. Let's play this.
You'll witness before you a phenomenon like no other. My name is Leonard Nimoy, and I will be your guide.
No way. Leonard Nimoy? Spock himself is the voice of the Seaman game on Sega Dreamcast?
Hey.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out. I gotta do it. I gotta do it for Nemo. Okay, so to pick up the egg, you have to hit X and the right trigger at the same time. Why couldn't it just be X? Well, maybe the idea is to go like this, you know, like you're grabbing something. Yeah, well, grab my scrote. It's 2015. Time to start saying scrote.
Then take the egg from the storage matrix.
When he says matrix, he sounds like Galvatron. Okay, let's drop the egg in the tank. Now what? Well, thank God for the instructions.
What?
So you have to raise the heat up to a certain range, and then just wait for the egg to hatch. Alright, while the game does its thing, let's read up on a little history. According to the manual, the species that we will be raising was originally discovered in Egypt in the 1930s by a French anthropobioarchaeologist, Jean-Paul Gasset. His hypothesis suggests that the creature was responsible for transferring knowledge and language across the land during the Third Dynasty. The creature is said to be the reincarnation of a pharaoh's son who fell in love with the priest's daughter, who was turned to a fish by the god Thoth, and the pyramids were built by the priest as a beacon to guide the pharaoh's son back, where he was eventually found again. Well, they definitely put a lot of thought into it. That's a lot of backstory for a game where you just stare at an egg. Oh, wait. It multiplied.
Like this. Like this.
Now this is getting interesting.
Like this. Yeah.
You fart in mommy's face like this?
Oh, it's repulsive.
Kids in mommy's mouth like this?
Get away from me, you mystical ancient pharaoh motherfuckers! Oh, I gotta do it. I gotta do it for Nimoy! For Nimoy! Just like fucker bell? I just always want there to be cursing in retro games. Here's where the most important part of the game comes in, the speech. That's right, this microphone isn't just for decoration. This is how you talk to the seamen. Hello?
Hello.
It's alive.
I remember seeing this game. I didn't realize it was like
This
this.
is a game all about patience. You spend most of the time waiting as things happen. You feed the fish, raise the heat back up, raise the oxygen, talk to the seamen, and keep them to live long and prosper. That's about all there is to it. You turn off the game, come back to it a day later, or 5 minutes later, like me.
Usually that often, if one didn't know better, one might assume you're
Handshake.
quite
I
upset,
just said handshake.
or you
No,
have
you
nothing
didn't say
better
lick
to
my
do.
hand. Stop.
Oh, I have better things to do.
Handshake. Handshake. Good.
Hello? Yeah. Hello. Whatever. I just want to talk. Blah, blah, blah. Happy? Yo, fuckface.
Let's be sure and get my name right, skin puppet. You're a pain in the ass.
Suck my dick.
Hey, Seaman, don't play that.
What can I do? I'll tickle you.
Are you coming on to me?
Tickle, 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 tickle.
I'm gonna pee if you don't stop. I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee.
Okay.
You know, is it actually
At the
real
moment,
part of the real
habitat
game?
contains
that's
2. Gillman.
one of the weirdest games of
Gillman,
all
I know,
time.
creature from the Black Lagoon. In order to advance the Gillman through his evolutionary stages, you have to answer his questions.
Is your mom still working or not?
He'll ask you your birthday, your father's birthday, your mother's birthday, religion, politics. Seriously, this little bastard wants to know everything about you. But he only asks the questions when he feels like it. So you have to wait until he's in the right mood, which could take hours.
I'm mad at you right now, so go away.
Talk, talk. Speak, speak.
Yeah, bite me.
Did he just take a shit? He just flung shit at me! Well, there's nothing I can do right now. The instructions instruction manual says it best. This is not the type of game in which one can spend several hours in one sitting and expect to experience vast amounts of action or change. As with life itself, change only occurs over time, and even then, slowly. Change is only evident through the accumulation of experience over time. That's man. But it's bullshit. The game demands I play by its schedule. So, what am I going to do to pass the time? Well, I guess I'll play this Famicom disc game, which roughly translates to Explosive Fighter Pattern. Why? Because people told me so. They keep feeding me this shit. Check it out. No! It's an official Famicom disc game that says the F word. And this was in the 80s. This was before Hong Kong 97. It's an officially released game on a Nintendo console that says fuck. Oh my god, my life is complete. It says fuck. It says fuck.
Oh my god, this.
Oh, I forgot about Seaman.
He's been sitting there for so long, waiting for me to give him something.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought I should just give him a
it's
chip.
game over? I gotta start all over again? Oh, man, I was too busy saying it said fuck. Can't I go back a day? Why not? I'll go into the clock settings. Yeah, I'll just set the clock back.
The time setting of the Dreamcast internal clock does not match the time setting of your Seaman Habitat file.
It doesn't work. The manual says, note that you will be unable to return to a previous stage. Such as with life itself, you may only continue forward. This isn't life. This is a game. Forward. Start over. And this time, I'm going to keep jumping the clock ahead a day. And that way, I can hopefully play the game faster in one sitting. It sort of works. You still have to spend lots of time waiting for the doorman to ask you questions and waiting for various other things to happen. It doesn't cut down on the total amount of time you need to spend, it just makes it so that you can play the game in one long marathon. The daily routines are oxygen, feed the seamen, spray the insect cage. Oh right, I didn't explain the insect cage yet. Basically, you have to keep the moisture level up so you can grow Mothra to lay larva eggs to provide food for the seamen.
Did you see the moth emerge from the cocoon? It was quite amazing.
Or fascinating. The controls couldn't be any more tedious. The heater gains momentum the longer you hold the button. When you let it go, it keeps going for a bit, so you have to make sure you don't overshoot it. Enough with the heater already. There's no way to turn it back down. It only falls gradually on its own. With the water spray, you have to keep tapping it, but it only works at its own pace. Alright, another round of that. Time to set the clock forward again.
Hey, guess what we're doing over here?
This is a kid's game?
Oh, no.
This is a kid's game.
The seamen are mating, and they felt the need to announce it, to make it known. There they are, staring you right in the face. I didn't even know one was female. They both have a male voice. That's not logical. It dies? It got fucked to death?
Oh my god. That's not
You don't
And
have
it even said,
to.
it even said the F word. Obviously, even though this is made on Nintendo console, does it mean that it has to be a kid's game? Yeah!
Nothing matters. If you manage to glimpse the world through habits, you keep up with it. Now, we know, not a natural result.
on your face.
Observation. Beings are the only animal smart enough to entertain itself in a complex world.
Eventually, Seaman will help remove a rock that drains all the water.
Justin
He
Burgers?
or whatever it is will fall ashore and spend 5 minutes making these wretched death sounds. Finally, it dies, leaves behind eggs that hatch into turd men, suck each other's blood until one remains, grows legs again, and swims ashore until it becomes the frogman. This thing has an ecosystem more complex than Ridley Scott's Alien.
Still bothering me, mister? Look, buddy, there's no more food anymore, okay? I already ate it all.
It's very creative.
One now is one searching for crumbs. A couple down there, but not much.
Also intellectual. It succeeds in making you feel like you're talking to a living being.
I tell you, I exist just as much as you do.
Come on, you're not real.
People, places, and things exist only because you perceive them. When you see me and listen to me, I exist as a part of your consciousness. I become real.
Oh, okay. You do exist. And you're my favorite game.
All hail Sega. Another Dreamcast.
What did you say? Is that what this is all about? You've evolved into a Sega mascot? A piece of promotion? Just like the old Sega commercial. How they brainwash people with their blast process. People play this game and get so attached to Seaman that the line between reality and unreality begins to blur. Just like how people are so attached to the internet.
Just don't come to me when you're biologically fused to your computer screen and haven't changed your underwear or talked to a real person.
That's right. People will all become mindless slaves to the internet. Remember the Sega Channel? Sega was one of the first to offer downloadable gaming. By attaching this device to your Genesis, you were plugged into their network. We're all caught in the spider's web, and the final part of the grand scheme was the evolution of the Dreamcast and Seaman. Sega, Century's electronic brutal annihilator. It's hell-bent on world domination. Why else would the Sega have tried to overtake such a big corporation as Nintendo with their Genesis Does What Nintendo Don't campaign? Why were the systems named after planets? The Saturn, the canceled Neptune. The Sega was trying to consume the whole galaxy, eventually the universe. And why does Seaman want to know so much about your family?
Ha! My knowledge of you and your family grows ever more complete.
The Sega is trying to consume your identity, to learn all about you so it can become you. The Podfish are coming. They're here already. You're next. You're next. I must destroy it. I'm going to move the clock so far forward, you're going to be ancient history again.
It is not necessary for you to lavish quite so much attention on Seaman. I hope that Seaman is not disturbing your everyday routine.
As with life itself, change only occurs over time, and even then, still feed me with game requests. Change is only evident through the accumulation of experience over time.
And because I can see you and hear you and smell you, you exist as part of my consciousness. See ya.
No.
Oh yeah, he does board games too.
Before,
This one was about
board
Dream
games,
Phone.
and then they made video games. And then they made board games of the video games. So it went from cardboard and plastic to pixels on a screen, back to cardboard and plastic again. Let's see how well some of these video game, board game games have turned out. First up is Pac-Man. If you know how Pac-Man is played.
I want to go fishing tomorrow too, but I was even thinking about just going back tonight.
Pure and faithful way.
Just because I like driving at night. There's less traffic. And I can just sleep a little bit when I get home before I go to work.
There's multiple Pac-Men for competitive gameplay.
This one
On
was
each
the
player's
cool.
turn, they
Oh, I was
control their
interested in
Pac-Man
this.
and also a ghost to chase after the other Pac-Man.
Vanessa wants me to sleep first, but
Might go though.
Imagine what it would be like to be trapped for all eternity with three ghosts. The game ends when all the balls are gone.
I don't feel tired. I think I'd be okay.
I do have to say, the Pac-Man pieces are a little strange looking. Look at the instructions say, move your silly Pac-Man playing piece. As if they were admitting it's stupid. The game isn't perfect for sure, it's just kind of, you know, I guess you could say it's, I think the proper term you're searching for. It's a piece of shit. Who would want to play a board game of Pac-Man when you can play the video game instead? You mean like that asinine Atari 2600 version where they couldn't even get Pac-Man into a circle shape? It's not great, but at the time, this was a better way to get Pac-Man into the home than that flickering, glitchy mess. Face it, nobody cares about board games. I prefer to have something physical that you can actually get your hands on. Here's a better example. Pac-Man Magnetic Maze. This version gives you more of that instant gratification, that real-time action you're looking for. It's closer
yeah,
to
Logan.
the
I saw that game board at Target. I was wondering how it was. Looks interesting. That looks kind of cool though, right there. I like that.
While avoiding the ghosts or monsters. Why do they refer to the ghosts as monsters? Because it's garbage. What kind of board game uses a joystick anyway? Okay, let's try Super Mario Brothers. That's a great action-oriented game with plenty of possibilities. The art style is very much in tune with the video game, but let's see how it plays. Each player takes turns controlling Mario. That you all share at the same time.
Yeah, like I said,
You move on to the next red space. If you roll yellow, you move on
I don't know,
to the
like I
next
said, as
yellow
much as I
space.
want to go fishing tomorrow, I'm really thinking about just going tonight, Goodrich.
You gotta take off tonight?
Yeah,
Real fun
just because
game.
I'm like, I like night driving, you know.
Doesn't it? Don't you just love rolling that die? Roll, roll, roll.
It's probably not icy or anything. It is below freezing.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Just constantly landing on spaces, potentially covering almost
Yeah, it's
the
like
entire board. Having numbered dice would make the game much quicker.
It's like 27 or
Sure, you
something
can
on the way
choose to
to
take alternate paths, but the
Safeway.
choices of where to go are very limited. There's hardly any strategy involved. Your turn ends when you roll stop, and the other players take control of Mario. But whenever you collect 4 coins, you can trade them in for an extra roll or an extra life. As
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
mushroom gives you 4
My-
coins, but since 4 coins gives you an
Thanks.
extra life, couldn't a mushroom just be an extra life? Yeah, you might have to take some fucking mushrooms to understand this game. Then there's the hazard cards. Whenever you get a
Well, in a little bit here. Are you
card,
crashing like right now,
basically
Goodrich?
what the cards do
Not
is
necessarily.
spawn enemies for the other players to land on. If they land on an enemy,
Yeah.
you lose a life, or in other words, the turn goes back to you. The goal of the game is to be
But yeah, if we do, like, super glad finally got to meet you and everything. So, and Will too, was, you know. So freaking. Probably am gonna leave the night, so give you guys a hug. And thanks so much. Drink it, you don't need it, baby. Have a good night. Oh, he's like he waved at you. He's like, hey, bye. Yeah.
And of course,
Yes.
my grandma and sister and my family live down in Fresno, so.
Yeah, or if you guys come by, do our best to accommodate. You know, we got air mattresses and stuff. I don't generally have a extra room per se, but totally, you know, got the living room and everything. So.
You have to show me. Mine has a lot more dots on it. Oh, the snowflake. Yeah, mine has a lot more dots on it.
Yeah, but what does it have to do with Mario? Isn't this exactly what you
Okay,
want
so
with a
kind of
Mario
broken.
game? Tires on fucking ladders?
I'll give you some.
Well, come to think of it, it should have been based on the ladder finale from the Mad Mad
Good night.
World.
See you later.
Anyway, I think this is
It's almost sound like he tried to say goodnight.
Here, they just say something. The sidewalk. Which side is better? The side that's facing up, drying up in the hot afternoon sun, or the side that's sticking to the cement, staying moist and shitty? Alright, let's tell them. The art design is promising enough. The board is colorful, appealing. represents the labyrinth-style gameplay that we know and love? Well, just like in the Mario game, all the players share a Link. They each take turns moving him around.
That's
Each
so
room has
dumb.
a set of colored tiles. When you land on a yellow square, you uncover a tile. If it's a monster, you fight it by rolling the battle dice. If the number of swords rolled is equal or higher than the number of the monster, you win. If the monster has a heart, you get a heart. But if you lose one of your hearts. If anyone loses all their hearts, the game ends. When you uncover a special item, you can move to the next room.
Anybody.
The very last room by the Triforce.
Don't die,
If
don't
someone
die.
gets the Triforce, the game ends, but they don't necessarily win. The winner is the person to have the most hearts when the game is over. Well, it makes more sense than the Mario game, but it's definitely no Hero Quest or Dragon Strike, because those games were meant to be board games. This was meant to be a video game. Yeah, I wish I was playing the real Zelda instead. Damn straight. Now you're starting to see the light, Board James, or should I call you Video James? Here's Street Fighter 2, the board game. I guess there was no Street Fighter 1 game. Oh no, they did it. They took Street Fighter literally. It's just a bunch of fucking streets. Get it? Street Fighter? They fight on the streets. On the streets. You're right. It's ass. I'm gonna go play the video game. Fine. This is a pretty big board anyway. For a video game that's just two people fighting, all it really needed was
Like they
dice
did
and cards.
no research
When you roll the die,
whatsoever.
You count spaces, you count directions on the street. So every time you turn a corner, that's one number on the die. When players meet, they fight by doing what? You guessed it, rolling battle dice. The winner gains a point on their power meter. The higher your meter gets, the more dice you get to roll in battle. First player gets a power meter to the top, wins. But then there's M. Bison, who has a countdown meter. If his countdown meter makes it to the end, that means everybody loses. The players can also try fighting M. Bison if they're powerful enough. If someone beats him, that person wins the game. Wow. Just as much fun as playing a video game.
Sonic Boom.